Alright folks, welcome back. In this video we're going to discuss yet another example of solving systems with substitution. Remember, substitution is another method we have of finding the solution to a system of linear equations. Let's jump right in and talk about it now. So here we have another example. 4x minus y is equal to 12, and the second equation is 2x minus y is equal to 0. So those are our two equations in the system. We want to find the x and the y value that satisfies both of these equations. In the past we've done it by graphing, but here we're going to do substitution. Remember, substitution is use one equation, find everything in terms of one variable, plug that into the other equation, and solve for the value of the remaining variable. So again, solve one equation for a variable, plug that information into the other equation, find the value of that variable, and then we're good to go. So let's talk about it right now. So remember, with substitution, we can pick either equation to start. So pick whichever one is easier for you. I personally like the look of this one here, 2x minus y equals 0. I like it because the numbers are smaller. You can choose either one. So if we look at 2x minus y equals 0, we want to solve for one of the variables. We can solve for either variable in this case. I'm going to solve for y. So if I subtract 2x from each side, I get 2x minus 2x is 0, so negative y on the left is equal to 0 minus 2x, well, is negative 2x. Now, here's the thing. Some people would think, okay, I can stop here, but the problem is I have a negative y. I don't need a negative y, I need a positive y. So let's make this a positive y by multiplying both sides by negative 1. Negative 1 times negative y makes positive y. Now everything's good. And then negative 1 times negative 2x is 2x. So I have y is equal to 2x. I can use this information and plug it in to the other equation. Remember, substitution requires that you go from one equation to the other. So we're going to plug into the other equation, which is 4x minus y equals 12. So 4x minus y is equal to 12. I know that y is equal to 2x. So I'm going to replace y with 2x. So I have 4x minus 2x is equal to 12. I replace that y with a 2x, and now I can solve for x. 4x minus 2x is, well, 2x, which is equal to 12. I can divide both sides by 2. And finally, I have x is equal to 6. So I found a numerical value for x, which I can now use to plug into either equation to solve for y. Remember, to start substitution, you pick one equation, and then you must plug into the other equation. Then once you find a numerical value for one of the variables, you can plug into either one, whichever one makes your life the easiest. So once again, I'm going to choose that equation we used first, 2x minus y equals 0. 2x minus y is equal to 0 was the equation. I'm going to plug in x equals 6. So 2 times 6 minus y is equal to 0. Well, 2 times 6 is 12 minus y, which is 0. Going up here now. So if I subtract 12 from both sides, I get that negative y is equal to negative 12. And just like before, this looks good, but I need a positive y. So I'm going to make them both positive, and I get that y is equal to 12. Now what do I have? I have an x value. I have a y value. That means that altogether I have a point. And my point, 6, 12, that's my solution. And we can use substitution every single time to find the solution to a system if it exists. Alright guys, check back in for more examples. I'll see you next time.